All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CSA podcast. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the CSA podcast. And tonight's topic is going to be on quarantine cooking. And well, basically, what this is going to be talk about like the struggle meals and just like the worst thing you have ever did during quarantine, especially with cooking. Just like anything that you would like to share with us. And yeah, let's get started.
Wait, real quick, Sean, can you check your Discord out for audio?
Uh, yeah.
Or maybe just mute, if you're watching the stream right now, just mute it. Oh wait, no, the access is not out.
I'm muted, yeah.
I'm not the only one who hears that though, right?
Is there an echo?
No echo from my end.
No?
No.
Oh, never mind. Sorry, I didn't have the stream muted. Alright, sorry about that.
It's all good.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah, you wanna kick us off?
Yeah. So, I'll start out. First thing I ever did during quarantine. Well, let's see. I started with panic buying stuff. Like, just like I think that's what most of us did. Is that actually started panic buying like a lot of canned food, and that is like one thing that I still like. I before the quarantine started, I just never like enjoyed canned food or just like there's like an Asian stigma against like canned food. I don't know if your parents are like, don't try canned food, don't eat it. Those they have like preservatives, don't try them. But then like during quarantine, everyone was buying them, and I bought like a whole lot of canned tunas. I got some spams. I mean they're good, but like I still have like a ton of them left still from the quarantine. Like even like at this point, I still have like probably at least like a dozen spams. So yeah. I think
Nice.
I think I'm gonna take him to Cal Poly if anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I don't know. I think like I use like a fair amount of like canned food mostly because like I don't know, like my grandparents always get a bunch of it, and then my grandparents always give us all their like extra food and stuff and whenever we go visit. So they're always like giving us food, and it's like, we try our best to use it. Like canned tomatoes and stuff always are still pretty good um, for like sauces and like pasta and that kind of stuff. And honestly, like I feel like spam is pretty good if you use it like in the right way, sparingly. Don't eat too much of it. But like, I don't know. I like there are some things that are canned that I just like don't like to use. Like I don't like a lot of canned vegetables. Like they're
Ooh.
just
Oh,
they're a little sus sometimes. Yeah.
Is there any like a particular example that you would like to share? Like what kind of vegetables that
Like
you think is sus?
canned green beans are like, nah, I won't touch them.
Ooh,
Like
green
that's
beans.
it's just like basically anything that you would find in the produce aisle. Like actually, I guess like some canned fruits are pretty good because like you have like they have like their sauce. I guess it's not a
Oh,
sauce.
yeah, I
It
know
feels really
juice.
weird
Yeah,
to
the
call it a
juice, yeah.
sauce, but yeah, the juice. It's like the preservative juice that's like kind of sweet.
Mhm.
Um, but usually that's not too bad. But yeah.
How about you guys, Sean and Nick?
Um, for me personally, I didn't get to like experience like the uh the chaos that ensued in campus market when quarantine hit. But I had a friend, one of my roommates currently, Daniel Kim. He called me and asked me what he should buy at campus market, and since like he got there in the morning, there wasn't much stuff available, and the only thing he was able to buy was canned beans. Everything else was off the shelves. Like cup of noodles, gone. I've never.
oh
He said
no.
he's never seen like the shelves be that empty before, and it was just hilarious to see.
Yeah, but I also went to campus market near the end of like winter quarter when we still thought we might actually come back. And
Mhm.
there's like things were just like gone off the shelves, and it was like, it was just like, I guess people just like bought everything up because they're like, I mean, because I feel like that's what happens regardless at the end of the school year, just because like, people are trying to use up their $90 and that kind of thing. But then like in particular because of like COVID and everything, like we got like even more people, like just like all the stuff was like the campus market was so empty, like especially around, and I think they also like weren't restocked because people weren't there and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, I definitely remember like going like at the end of March, and it was like empty. It was just super super empty.
It was like
Dang.
the aftermath of Black Friday, some
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mhm. What about you, Nicholas? I would like to hear about your experience.
Yeah, kind of like everyone else. My parents especially started like panic buying. I remember we went on a trip to Costco once, and
Mhm.
there was just so many people. Like, it was too many people to have it be like COVID safe. And I remember looking at like empty shelves and thinking that I've never seen empty shelves in Costco before. Like everything was usually like filled, but like I've
Yeah.
never seen anything like empty in Costco, and that was
Facts.
scary. I was like, whoa, I think this is real.
I was like, this ain't it. Everyone's stocking water and stuff. I'm like, damn, what's going on?
Yeah,
Water?
toilet paper especially. I know it's not like food, but like I remember just all the toilet paper was
Yeah.
just gone.
The funny thing about that, I don't know, like if your family did this too, but like I don't know, my family, we always just like buy like a huge stock of like Costco toilet paper and like paper towels, and so like we have enough in our garage to last us like 6 months to like a year. Right?
Oh my goodness.
It's just so we don't have to go buy it constantly. So it's like it honestly wasn't even that bad. Like we were just like, this is fine.
You could have sold them, You could have sold them for a higher price.
Should have flipped
Send
them.
it for
On
profit.
eBay, see what the
Imagine start,
highest bid.
yeah, start flipping them. That would have
Maybe,
been
like flipping shoes but flipping toilet paper or
Yeah.
paper towels,
Yes,
This picture is
sir.
professional toilet paper flipper.
To sell them up on like StockX, identified, certified, and everything.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. What are some of the most common meals you guys have tried during quarantine? Like, what are some of the staples that you have always just eaten because you can't just change it up, What are some of the go-to meals that you guys have?
I guess like pasta's always good. It's
Mhm.
like it's really easy to make, and like um I watch a lot of like cooking YouTube videos. I learned a lot of stuff just from YouTube videos. But like I watched this guy called Alex. His YouTube channel used to be called like Alex the French Guy Cooking, but now it's just Alex. But he was doing he was doing this recipe called cacio e pepe, which is like a very simple 3 ingredient pasta. So it's pasta, or it's supposed to be some different type of cheese, but I just use Parmesan because I can't find it most of the time, and then black pepper, and it's just like it's such a simple recipe that's also like really easy to make, and like it also tastes really good. And I don't know, like I think most of my quarantine cooking was marked by seeing something on YouTube, deciding, that looks pretty good, and then deciding to try it out.
Dang, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you butchered any of them before? Like just any
Yeah.
of the
Have you
recipes?
like messed up on it? Yeah? Would you like to share?
Definitely.
Would you like to share about that?
I just don't. I just like I post a lot of like food pictures, but I only post the ones that go well. There's like I posted a picture of like my cream puffs like back in like December, and like, but I went through like 2 or 3 batches before then where they were just like cookies. They were like flat and like
Ah,
they were just like they were just messed up, and it's like the filling was bad, and like it took a lot of like trial and error, and like you figure out like kind of what works and what doesn't. So some recipes definitely are easier right off the bat, but like you know you gotta you gotta experiment. So a lot of times, when you first make something, it's like it's a little scuffed.
That's
Do you
true.
make like your roommates eat them, or like where does the rest of the mistakes go?
Just feed it, just force feed
Uh,
it.
I made you feed it.
No, actually, like I had like a loaf of bread I made last quarter, which I don't know if he is watching right now, but like it was so flat. It was like super dense, and it was like I tried to eat as much of it as possible, but then like it got kind of old and I had to toss it. But it's just like, yeah, no. Usually, like at home, I do more cooking at home than at Cal Poly, just because I have like more stuff accessible to me, like a stand mixer. Um, we have a dehydrator, which is kind of
Dang.
fancy.
Okay.
But yeah, like it's nice. Like usually, like my family is pretty receptive to eating whatever I make, even if it's not the best. We're very much like I don't know. I'm very big on like no waste and like trying to be very eco-friendly, trying to reduce food waste and that kind of thing. So, even if I make mistakes, I usually I haven't made any mistakes where it's just completely inedible in a while. But I do remember but this was before quarantine and when like I first started cooking and like I remember I think the most common mistake is just adding too much salt and then
Oh,
it's just way too salty to eat. So like I made like a chicken with like I made like fried like not fried chicken but pan fried. But I added
Oh.
like way too much salt and it was like we still ate it but we had to like mix it with a bunch of rice because it was so salty.
Dang.
Rice is like the
And that-
ultimate way to balance out salt.
Facts.
Like stuff your mouth with rice.
Mhm.
Definitely, yeah. You can, mix in anything like salt, and then it works. Oh, I guess though, like the actual like go-to food now that I've thought about it a little is like fried rice. Just because like fried rice is so easy to make, and it's like okay, what's in the fridge that we need to get rid of?
Just
And then we
toss them
just
in
toss
there.
everything into a pan, right?
That's really
And it's
smart.
just yeah. That's how you clean out all the ingredients that are about to go bad, and
that's smart.
you got fried rice.
Yes,
So,
sir. What about Sean? I would like to hear about your experience at Cal Poly.
For food wise, I
Uh-huh.
personally didn't cook much at home until quarantine hit, and
Mhm.
then I just had a lot of free time to like try something because it was too expensive to go out to eat, and so I just decided to like experiment. We did a project for like school to make fried rice for the school, so that I used that recipe here. But then you start eating fried rice like 3 days a week, and it's kind of gonna get tiring, right?
Yeah.
I decided to experiment and add like different recipes. So I have like 2 new recipes that I learned this week for chicken.
oh,
Really?
Like I'm still fine tuning the recipe because it's a little too sweet because it's honey soy glazed chicken.
Ooh.
oh,
Okay.
They ask you to have a fourth of a cup of honey, but that's a little too sweet for
A
me.
A
fourth
lot.
of a
Yeah.
cup? What the
So I
heck?
tried that, and then I'm like currently trying to fine tune it to like my taste, to my liking.
mhm.
But rice, of course, is like a staple. I think rice is one thing that like can't go away even if there was COVID. Like we need to have rice. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely. Like chicken is so accessible, and being college students, it's also the cheapest meat you can buy.
yes, I
Like
agree.
we go to Food for Less, and it's like 99 cents a pound for 6 chicken thighs, and I mean you have to clean it and dress it. So sometimes recently we got like the Costco one because it's already
Ooh.
pre-cleaned and like boneless.
Prepackaged.
But like it's like chicken's so cheap and like you can make it last for so long.
Yes, I agree.
And if I recall like correctly, I think it's one of the healthiest too, right? Low calories, high protein.
I think so. Yeah, it has the least amount of fat, so it's pretty lean,
Yeah.
um, and it's super filling, which is why I like chicken a lot.
There's so many ways to cook chicken, so there's variety. You won't ever get bored of it.
Yeah, it's
Chicken
like a
noodle soup.
yeah, it's like a blank canvas. You can just put whatever you want on it. It's still gonna come out good, you know. Yeah, what
I
do you
wonder.
think, Nicholas?
uh, about chicken or
Or just like
like chicken?
not only limited to chicken, but like, what
No,
is
no,
your
no, no. We
experience?
need to hear the Nicholas take on chicken. You know.
Yeah, give us a hot
I
take.
need this in my life. I need this in my life right now.
You know, I don't know. Chicken's great. Actually, now that I think about it, been eating, yeah, eat mostly chicken. Uh, back at home.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I guess that's my hot take. But
Hey.
I don't know. It's not really a hot take. It's just a take.
Shoo.
Um, but as for my experience, yeah, I honestly didn't really know how to cook for quarantine, and then during quarantine, my mom was kind of like, "Okay, this is like your year before college. If you don't learn now, okay, probably the best time to
I
learn."
agree.
Yeah. So yeah, I started learning different stuff, like some of the basics, like pasta. It's pretty easy. Like rice-based stuff is pretty cool too. Uh, and actually, we set up me and my friends from high school. We set up like this thing where we teach each other like simple dishes that we can make in college. So like peanut butter noodles, for example, or like
Whoa.
yeah,
I've
yeah,
never heard of that before.
It's
yeah.
actually
It's
pretty good.
actually yeah. You just take peanut butter that you have normally, just make some noodles. It's actually not
Yeah.
that bad.
Hmm.
Uh,
Jordan looks
yeah.
like he's unappetized.
No, 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 no. I reserve my. I will hold my judgment until I try it. You know, Nick,
I can see the
you have to send some over.
Yeah, I can send you a recipe. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
it's
Mhm.
pretty
I'm
good, pretty
actually
good.
interested. That sounds like an interesting recipe.
Yeah, it is
I,
pretty interesting.
yeah, I actually like. I've had to because my roommate Thea, she can't have nuts in the house, so I everything is nutless here.
Uh,
Um, I actually made like a pesto. I made a pesto, like a nut-free pesto,
mhm.
which
Ooh,
actually I was pretty proud of. I think it turned out pretty
Nice.
well. But also like I used up all of my basil, and then now I don't have any basil.
Uh,
But yeah, going back to the peanut butter noodle thing. So, where my family is from is different, like the south side of China, right? So, like towards the Fujian area, and down there, there's actually a famous recipe of like peanut butter noodles, where
oh,
oh
they
wow.
legit like not even with peanut butter, they just legit like ground up a paste from peanuts and then mix it with noodles. It's actually pretty good. So I can relate to
Yeah.
that. I felt that when you said peanut butter
Yeah.
noodle. I felt that right there.
Yeah, actually, I remember watching this video uh, from like it was like from a YouTube channel where a bunch of like tasty producers, like BuzzFeed's Tasty, they kind of created the channel, and they said that peanut butter actually is used a lot in like savory meats, like, and they combined it. They did a whole video dedicating it to peanut butter, and one of them combined it with like chili oil, and so it's like it's definitely not just PB and J.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the stereotypical thing peanut butter is associated with.
I think it always just throws me off a little because like I'm so used to like peanut butter being like kind of sweet, right? But then like actual like peanuts definitely like they go really well with like spice and like a lot of we get this thing from like the Asian grocery store. It's like these like very home peanuts and they're like Sichuan peppers and like peanuts and it's just they go really well together. I don't know. They're
I
definitely
think
a
I have
good
a pack of
combination.
that like right now at my house.
Does it have like a little like drawn out guy with a little chili pepper? And the,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. I love those. Those are so good.
yeah. My dad fell in love with those peanuts like a while back. We've just been getting them ever since.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened with my family. It was like the same. It's like my dad was like picked it up at the store. Like it was on sale, you know. I don't know. Do you guys like my parents are always like, you know, they'll go shopping for like regular stuff, but then they'll be like, oh yeah, we got this because it was on sale, you know. Which we'll try this because it's on sale. It's always just like pick up whatever is on sale as well.
That's true. I felt that. There's always like they go to Costco, they see something on sale, and it's like a big old pack of like popcorn, salted flavor. He's like, "You want to try it?" I'm like, "I can't return it now, can I?" Like, so it
Yeah.
was so bland. It's like a big old box, like 30 of them. I was like, "How can I digest this?"
Oof.
I know, right?
Yeah. I got a Costco cart over quarantine, which was I feel like that's like a step up in adulting or something.
You have
Like-
finally made it.
Yeah, now I'm
boomer.
like I don't want to call myself
You're a
boomer.
boomer now.
You're older than me. But no, definitely like it's like I feel like having a Costco card, like it's nice for like Costco gas too, but also just like you can buy stuff in bulk and like freeze it and use it at another time. It's like
Mhm.
Everyone
Nice.
just suddenly wants to become friends with you. Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're the
You need
Costco
anything from
plug.
Costco?
Yo, Jordan's the
Go to
plug.
Costco.
That's so funny.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's the only reason,
I want friends, so I got a Costco membership.
Yeah, maybe it works. I don't know. There's like a College Humor sketch on that. I remember.
That's where I got it from.
Yeah. But
Oh.
we always get like the bagels and like the smoked salmon from Costco because it's so convenient, especially like since I'll have like busy class schedules and stuff. You can just like cut a bagel, toss in the toast oven, and then cream cheese and salmon, and like it takes like 10 minutes.
Dang. But that actually sounds pretty good though. No cap.
Yeah, it's nice because I mean, as long as you don't get sick of it, because I know some people like you eat the same thing too much, it gets kind of boring. But
Just gotta change.
For
it up
me,
once in a
like-
while.
I really like bagels, so I don't get too sick of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, here's like one technique that I found out during quarantine is that apparently you can freeze your bread so they don't go stale. Or
Yeah,
they don't grow mold on them.
yeah.
I was
Wait,
so
what? Really?
shook. Yeah, I was so shook. When I got like back then when the quarantine just started, I just fought my way through the lines and got myself like one loaf of bread. But then I got it back, right? It took me like about a week, no, half a week, and I got tired of it. So I just put it in my in the little closet, like the little
Pantry.
my little my little pantry, yeah. And then I just left it for like about a week, and then next time I wanted some breast. I'm trying to whip it up. I saw mold on the thing. I was like, nah,
Oh.
I can't do this to myself.
Yeah.
I just tossed it. So, and then I hopped on YouTube. It's like, how do I preserve bread? And they're like, put it in the freezer. I'm like, what? You can put it in the freezer? What's going on here? And then I actually tried it out. Put it in the freezer for like I don't know for like a week. Put it in the refrigerator. Like take it out, put it in the refrigerator for like 1 day, and then you put it like out in room temperature for like a few hours. Then you put in a toaster. It came out amazing.
Yeah, no, we do that with our bagels. We'll buy like a couple rolls of bagels. We'll toss one in the freezer and put the rest in the pantry. The one that we're working on.
That's actually cool. I didn't know that. I like it so
Yeah.
much right now.
Yeah, you can
I
just
don't
buy
know,
like
Hacks.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Oh no, I just said college hacks. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like, it's like it's one of those things where like if you ask like if you ever go like look at like the people who like do cooking shows and stuff, they're like you need to use like fresh ingredients and like don't freeze your meats and your vegetables. It doesn't taste as good, and it's like. Yeah, maybe if you have a lot of like disposable income and like maybe you have the time to like go grocery shopping all the time, it's like sure you could just like always buy fresh, always buy local, and like never freeze anything. But like it's just not practical, in like the real world, especially for like students. It's just like you can just freeze stuff and it lasts pretty much forever. Depends on what kind of quality you're willing to settle for.
It's like we're college students. Look at my budget.
Just looking for sustenance.
Yeah. I don't know. For
let's-
me, I've always like my philosophy towards cooking has always been just like trying to cook as frugally as possible, so like spend the least amount of money and make good food still, right? And like sometimes like if my parents like they get like fancy ingredients or nice ingredients, like it's nice to splurge, but like from a practical standpoint, like you can make plenty good food just by like really basic ingredients too.
That's pretty good. And what about any instant food or any fast food or any like cup of noodles? Or is there any like a special type of cup of noodles that just like basically basically helped you survive through the whole pandemic? Or is there anything that you just basically lived on during the pandemic? Well, for me myself, I was living off a lot of fast noodles and just a lot of instant noodles during quarantine. But it's not like those cup of noodles. It's like those like what Korean those Korean chapangettis and those like whatchamacallit, uh
Jjajangmyeon.
yeah, those and just like the
Yeah, yeah,
spicy
yeah,
shin ramen. That is what helped me through the quarantine. I can't live like through the quarantine without them. No cap.
for
You know what?
sure.
Actually, sorry to cut you off, Jordan.
Oh no, I just agree.
Oh, okay. But you know, like the noodles they made in the Parasite movie, the one where they
Yeah.
combine like
Yeah,
the jjajangmyeon
the
and then like
seafood noodle and the
also the
jajang.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, and then they also put like beef on it. Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think we did the beef, but like we tried that noodle during quarantine. It's actually not that bad.
I tried it yesterday, fun fact.
Oh.
Oh wow.
That's my first time doing it too. I was watching Parasite. I'm like, yo, this is good. That looks good. I just tried it out. I think it was like what? You need to combine like two. What is it like the spicy one? You gotta put in the soup first, and
Seafood one,
yeah,
spicy
then you gotta
seafood
like
one. Yeah.
take the water out. Then you dump the soybeans in. Ooh, that one hit different, 100%. But yeah, that's one of the newest recipe that I found. It's pretty good. 9 out of 10.
Me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. For me personally, I was just gonna say, I used to like eat a lot of cup of noodles when I was little, so
Mhm.
I slowly got really tired of them. Even though like, they're good to have once in a while, I had them like I think for like after school lunch because my school lunch sucked. So I would eat cup of noodles after school because it was super quick.
Right.
So I got really tired of those. I could try to switch it out with like different brands and then like different seasonings, but eventually it just ended up becoming really tiresome to eat. So I've been straying away from cup of noodles a lot.
Yeah. For me, like my family, like we definitely have like a lot of like Jason, like you're saying, like those like Asian noodles that are not like the Maruchan cup of noodle
Yeah.
that are like really good and like they have like all these like interesting flavors and like but like here at school, like I don't actually have any of those. But what I do have is a crate of 60 Indomie.
Indomie. I will not get
Nice.
tired of eating that. Like
Indomie is
It's
so
addicting.
good. It's like I could eat that like almost daily and not get sick of it.
Yes, that's
Same.
facts.
Same.
But like
I'm with
it's
you.
just like whenever I need like a quick meal, like boil some Indomie, fry an egg, maybe like cook some spam or like heat up whatever leftovers like meat we have, and if we have vegetables, maybe I like some vegetables. But like
Okay,
that's
yeah,
a really nice one.
true. Quick question: do you put do you put in the spicy sauce or do you not put in the spicy sauce?
Yes.
You do?
Heck yeah.
Oh
Spicy
my
sauce.
god, I can't
I
handle
can't
that.
handle spice. I can't handle spice, but I put it in because it's like better. It's literally better. It's not
Is
that
it
much
really?
spicy. Yeah, it's not
The
that much
way.
spicy.
It's the
Dang.
way.
I still have
I
that PTSD.
actually,
Go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
So I still have that PTSD from the Korean spicy like noodle challenge. So every time I see
Oh
like
no, yeah.
yeah, every time I see
Yeah.
like a hot sauce in the noodles, I'm like, nah, I'm good. Yeah.
I don't know. I always like. I have like a. I think I have a pretty decent spice tolerance. But like I haven't like made a lot of spicy food recently just because of like um you know some of my roommates are less amenable to spicy food. And I don't have a lot of like spicy, like I don't have like chili flakes or chili powder or like chilies and like you know and I have black pepper. That's about it. But I used to like really like spicy food whenever I could get like my hands on it. And I know I think my big Dylan is in the chat somewhere, but he was talking to me the other day about how like his spice tolerance has been going up, and I feel like that's always fun.
Ooh, ghost pepper noodles.
Oh. I would try it. I would definitely try it.
Feel like your
Collaboration.
tongue would just burn off before you would taste anything.
I think that
You
low key
got some
happened to me
fellow.
one time. So well, this is like another side story, but this is my first time trying like buffalo hot wings, and I was like, well, I was in middle school at the time, so I was just like dumb and naive. I just got like the third spiciest one. I'm like, nah, this I'm good. I'm chilling with this. And then I just ate the wings, and all my friends were like, Jason, you look gassed out. You look gassed out. Stop trying. Stop doing it. It's just like I was going off on it, but then it was good on that night, right? But then the next morning when I woke up, it's all good. Brush my teeth because I have like the mint one, so I don't feel any difference. But when I had the cereal, I put it in. It just hit me kind of like COVID. It's like nothing. I was like, wait, this ain't right. I took another hit, nothing. I'm like, hold up, what's going on here? But then later on, like, I went to the doctors and he's like, yeah, your taste palates are kind of dead. I'm like, why is that? But then I had to flashback to the wings. I'm like, oh. But yeah, that was a pretty tough time.
Hey, that's crazy.
I know.
I don't know. A we have a place in where I'm from called like Smoke Eater. And there's like they do like these like really spice. They have like these like different levels of like spicy wings like challenges and stuff. And like I've never actually tried it, but like I've seen like people do like the challenges and stuff, and it's like it's pretty crazy. It's pretty intense, and like it gets super like it gets kind of messy too. It's like so that's kind of a downside, but like it I don't know. At the same time, it's like I've always wanted to do like I've kind of wanted to try like doing like a food challenge at some point, but never got around to it. Yeah.
Well, I think
I don't,
here's the thing though, like like in terms of spiciness, I think like when it's something spicy in Asian food, I feel like there's something different. Like in American style food, where it's like when you can usually like get spicy stuff, it just like hits you like a truck, man. It's just spicy, but there's like no flavor. But like when you look at Asian food, you
Oh
just
no,
feel
American
there's
food.
no flavor, but it's just straight up pain, my guy. But like but like in Asian food, I feel like it's like more full body. But there's like just something more going on than just spicy, you know?
That is true.
Yeah, there's like a fine line between like painful spicy and like
Mhm.
spicy that you find enjoyable and you want to keep going.
Yeah.
Like once you cross that line,
Yeah.
it doesn't bode well most of the time.
Yeah. Once you pass
yeah.
the line, it's on.
It really depends like where the spice like comes from too. Like some like I really like a lot of like Thai food and like with like Thai peppers and stuff, even though that's just like crazy spicy. But like I think I like once tried like Tabasco sauce or whatever it's called. I don't remember, and it's just like
Yeah.
I don't know. It didn't taste good, right? And it's like, but it's like I think it all like comes down to like which peppers and like where the spice comes from. But a lot of like the Sichuan like mala flavor is like
Yeah.
it just tastes good, even though it like kind of hurts.
You just gotta keep going.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's like you're crying, but you want to keep going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I feel like for me, like the Korean spicy noodles, like they taste super good, but they also just like really hurt too. But like they have like a lot of flavor to them, and it doesn't feel like they're just like. I mean, they are in some sense, spicy for the sake of being spicy, but like they're also really good.
It's like
Yeah.
torture,
Like once you
Yeah,
start,
yeah,
torture.
once you start going, you can't stop.
Basically,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
But once you stop, that's a wrap. It's gonna be there for at least 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's always like worse after you've eaten it. Like
Yeah.
while you're eating it, it's not too bad. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can handle this. And then you stop, and then it's like, oh, I can't handle this.
And
Like
then you're
what?
like, oh,
Yeah.
I need to eat more. And then
Yeah,
afterwards,
yeah.
it's just like, oh.
I do feel like when I eat spicy food, like, I always eat it more quickly.
For sure,
And
gotcha.
trying to scarf it down. Yeah.
Mhm.
Have you all tried the Korean like super spicy like fire noodles or whatever it's called? Have you all
Yeah.
tried it?
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. I don't really want to try it, to be honest.
I think here's like a 40% spicy one that just came out. So it's like less intense.
Oh,
Yeah. And just
you
like
gotta build
30%.
up.
Yeah, you gotta try it.
Mhm.
But it's
Maybe.
I
gonna hit you
definitely,
like a drug though. Go ahead.
I definitely feel like you can get like resistance to different kinds of spicy. Like if you eat the same kind of spicy food, like then that kind of spicy, might not be too bad. And then like switch to a different kind, like going from the spiciness like that's like in like the instant noodle packet to like the spiciness that like comes from like jalapeno or stuff like that. It's like it's different.
Facts.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess like I don't know, it's kind of pivoting the conversation away from spicy food, but like um we did this there's this like from Costco there's this thing called oh god, what is it called? Mandu. They do like bulgogi mandu, and I don't know if
Yeah,
you guys
I
have ever
have
had
those.
them.
I have those. I love those.
Those are so good. And like
Yeah. Oh my god.
yeah, like I just keep like we have a bag frozen in the freezer, and it's just like if I ever need like a quick meal, like I actually toss them in the air fryer.
Oh,
And
Air
that's a
fryer.
good idea.
yeah, I
Okay.
like for like 6 minutes, and it's so good, and it's so easy too. It is like the nicest thing too. It's just really simple. It tastes really good.
Yes, I agree.
Let's see.
I don't know. Like what kind of I don't know what kind of like things do you guys toss together? You need to eat something.
Well, let's see. During quarantine, well, actually, I have started like trying with a lot of curry actually, because like,
Oh.
yeah, back then when I look at curry, I'm just like, bro, I can't do that myself. But then, during quarantine, I went to like the grocery store one time. I saw like those little blocks of curry from Japan. I was just like, yo, that looks
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Those are
I'm
the
like,
best.
yeah, I'm like, yo, those look acceptable. Let me give that a shot. I just followed the instruction to the bone, man. I was just like 500 grams of like meat. All right, 500 grams on the scale, you know. And then
yeah.
after I whipped it out, it's actually like pretty decent. Curry's actually pretty good. I think I'm gonna take that on. Like I'm gonna take that to college now. Like what I gave from curry, impeccable.
Definitely, yeah.
Japanese curry is like completely different. I remember trying it for the first time. I was like,
Mhm.
whoa, this is way different than the curry I've had before. And like curry katsu is probably like my go-to for Japanese.
Really?
Yeah, pretty good.
I've always wanted to try that. I've never had a chance to actually try Japanese curry, but I've heard like really good things. Because I've only tried like Indian curry, because like my dad makes it a lot. So I grew tired of that too. But I just was interested in kind of like Japanese curry and kind of seeing
Mhm.
how that tastes like.
That's really interesting because, like, for me, I actually first had like Japanese curry before I had other types of curry. So I was like, oh, is this what curry is supposed to like taste like, right? And then trying like Indian or like Malay curry is like totally different.
They are, yeah.
It's like a whole nother world of curry, right? It's all
Yeah.
just based on curry powder, but it's all really good. It's just very different and like, because I feel like I always associated curry with being like, well, I didn't associate curry with being like spicy, like because most of the time like Japanese curry is very mild,
Mhm.
almost like it's very mild, right? It's not really anything too crazy. But then like a lot of like other types of curry are like all about the spices,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we also went through a period in quarantine where we were making a bunch of roti. So if you guys don't know what roti is, it's kind of like how would you describe it? Like an Asian crepe. Maybe that's a bad way to describe
sort
it.
of.
But, like,
It's like
Yeah.
denser than a crepe.
yeah, it's a little denser. But it's like this it's really the ingredients are really simple. Like it's pretty much mostly it's just like flour, water, oil, butter, and like it's like this really thin like I don't know bread-y kind of thing, and then it's very glutinous, very chewy, fold into layers.
Dang.
But it's like it was really fun because it was one of those things that like I had always seen like people make and like I like had it a lot before, but it always seemed like kind of difficult to actually try to like make it by myself. But like we like for like over a period of like a couple months, we would just like make batch after batch after batch of roti, and like some of them would turn out really bad, but some of them, and then like as we like kept practicing though, like it became like closer and closer to the actual thing, and we like figure out the ratios, the techniques, and like that kind of thing, and it was like chef's kiss.
Interesting. And let's see, how long have you guys lasted without getting like actual boba from the store? Because I was like addicted to it. I was just like, I can't do this, man. So what? Yeah. Go ahead.
So I don't know. For me, actually, like I don't know. I think my family is just like really big on like we just like anything we buy, we just also try to make. So we've actually like my mom is the one who taught me like how to make boba. So we do like our own like brown sugar boba. It's really good.
Okay.
Like we don't make the boba from scratch because it's like, but like you can just like it's actually a lot simpler than you think. Like it's really just like timing the tea, kind of figuring out the ratio, and then like also melting some sugar in the boba when it's done, and like it's really good. I think also because like my dad is kind of like he's pretty like big on tea, so like we have like some nice like good quality tea that like he's bought, or like my mom's friend from like Taiwan and stuff will like bring back tea and that kind of thing. So like it's always possible to like make good like milk tea at home. But it's also a lot easier to just go to the store. And there's like I have like my favorites in the area.
But yeah, it's similar to what Jordan said. My parents also bring tea like whenever they go visit and they come back, they always got like a frozen like a whole box of tea. I felt that. I still have some in my freezers too. But every time when I try to make boba, bro, it always come out to be like so thin. I don't know why, but there's no flavor in them. I tried my best, and there's like no flavor. It's like the tea itself is just so watery whenever I do it. I can't. So like I don't know. It took me about like what at least 7 months before like I actually got like the confidence to actually go out and buy boba myself. It was a painful time, man.
Have you guys ever tried like boba ice cream?
Boba ice cream.
Yeah.
What?
Actually, well
Yeah.
done.
Jordan knows what I'm talking about.
Tell us about it.
Boba ice cream.
We've
Oh.
tried every boba ice cream. Like we always go like when they're like being sold at like an Asian market. Yeah. Oh, we haven't tried this one before. We'll take this. I'll take this. You know, like we're always trying like the different brands, the different like they have some that are like popsicles, some that are like a tub. And my sister even tried making it once. She's probably not watching, but it was, yeah.
Dang.
But yeah, like no, yeah, I definitely I don't know. Do you have like a preferred brand or something?
I think it's like I don't really remember the brand. It's like the Black Tiger, like sugar one. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's like the
okay.
popsicle one. I've never heard of a boba tub ice cream. That seems interesting.
I think they have that at Trader Joe's. I think might have that at Trader Joe's.
I think I've seen pictures of it at Trader Joe's. I've never seen it myself, but I've seen people have it.
Interesting.
Okay.
But the thing with like most boba ice cream is it's more like a mochi ice cream.
Yeah.
Because like it's not quite boba, but some of them do it really well. That it tastes a lot like boba, or like because if you actually did like tapioca or like boba and you froze it, like it gets really hard.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think I really like some of the brands though are like really good and I really like them a lot. But I know Costco sold like a box of them for a while, like the one here in Slow. Like so we got that in like fall quarter, I think. It was like a box and it just had like or maybe we got winter quarter actually. But it was like it's like a box for like $14. It had like maybe like 20 in there, and it was like yeah, so like
Good deal.
it's a pretty good deal. Or maybe 16. I don't remember, but like yeah, it was pretty good, and I really liked that, and it was nice to have like it was funny because like we actually had it here in Slow before my parents were able to get it back in the Bay.
Dang.
So that was a little unexpected, but you know, we take those wins.
Let's see what else. What is your initial reaction to the quarantine? How did you start? When did you make the decision to like, shoot, I gotta cook myself? You know, like when did you start realize like, oh shoot, this ain't going away? Well, actually, change my question. How many times did you order takeout during the quarantine? Would anyone like to confess?
I don't know about y'all, but I don't know. Usually, I only order takeout during like the weekends when like we're lazy.
Same.
So yeah, probably during the weekends. So not too much.
But here's the thing.
I would say
though.
like
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Go ahead, Sean.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think we got takeout that much during the beginning of quarantine at home, especially because my dad loves to cook. That's like something that he loves to do. But when I came to college, that was a little bit of a different story because I didn't know how to cook. I would say I got takeout like maybe there'd be one point where I would get like takeout 4 days a week for like 3 weeks, and that was a little expensive. You know, it kind of burned my wallet, so that's when I transitioned to like actually cooking.
Dang. 4 times a week? That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've always had like an aversion to getting takeout because it's so expensive.
Yes.
And like it's just like, dude, like you can cook food for so much cheaper than you can buy it. And it's like, you know, like $10 you can like cook several meals with, and $10 sometimes you can't even buy like, anything at a restaurant with. And
That's
like,
true.
That's true.
Facts.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. I mean, there are some things that we will like get takeout, like because like you can make fried chicken at home, but it's like a lot harder just because you need like all that oil and all that like stuff. It's just like usually not worth it though. Actually, I've been making a lot of like air fryer popcorn chicken, which I got a
Ooh.
recipe from my friend from
Oh.
for, and that was like I really like that. That's really good. And it's actually not that hard either. I feel like I always like I'm always like I never feel like any of the recipes I do are like too complicated. It's just like a matter of practice and like kind of getting a feel for it.
Mhm.
But yeah, like yeah, definitely like we will get takeout sometimes, but like not very often. Usually like it would be like if we went to visit my grandparents, since they're kind of like East Bay, like there's some better dim sum. We might like grab some dim sum on the way home, or stuff like that. Or like one time I tried getting like takeout pho, but like
Ah.
not the
Don't do that.
same.
You're gonna do it
It's not the
justice.
It's like because I've been to that place before, like I had like their actual like had like Get Fresh, and I was just like, like I really like pho, and like it's I know you can like I know like if you actually know what you're doing, you can make pho at home. I'm like I don't know, I don't really like have like the ingredients and stuff and like the spices, so like I try like even if I try, it's like it's a far cry from actual pho.
Mm.
So it's like I don't know. It's like I really like pho, but that's one of those things that like I'm really craving for once we get out of quarantine. It's like a fresh like hot bowl of pho like in the restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Never had any noodles in takeout. That perhaps next time. But yeah,
No, not worth it.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Toothpaste one.
Not enjoyable. It's very not enjoyable.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What about
like,
you?
During the course of the quarantine, I only ordered it twice because, well, currently I still live with my parents, as you can see in the background. So, during the quarantine, so every time when I'm trying to get like food from like somewhere else, they always look at me like, "Are you gonna take fat? Are you gonna take like? Are you gonna do takeout?" And I always look at them with guilt. I'm like, maybe, I don't know, maybe. And they're always like, "Why can't you just drive yourself, Jason?" I'm just like, bruh, I just don't want to go today. but then, but then sometimes it's like, I think DoorDash and just like Uber Eats sometimes hit you like the $20 off. I'm just like, damn, okay, full meal for $4, I'll take that. And that is when I actually like went out and started doing takeouts and stuff, and I was like, chill, $4, pretty good. But then like when I normally want takeout, and I'll just like I will order it on the app, but then I look like towards the end it's like, wait, plus $4. I'm like, what do you mean plus $4? I'll do it myself. But yeah, most of my take I'll just do it myself, instead of like telling somebody else to do it for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I usually never order Uber Eats or DoorDash because it's just so
DoorDash,
expensive.
Yeah, fun fact. Go ahead.
No, finish.
Oh, it's like a month ago I almost started doing DoorDash because apparently like in SoCal like DoorDash drivers gets to get like vaccinated early, so I was just like, shoot, should I do DoorDash? How was this close?
Uh-huh.
No
I
cap.
actually know a couple friends who do like DoorDash and stuff. But yeah, like I don't know. I also it's like it's so expensive, like to DoorDash or Grubhub or anything. So like I almost never do it. But there was this one time where I attended like we were basically it was like a corporate event for one of the clubs I'm involved in, and like they gave us all like $20 to spend on Grubhub because like like a lot of corporate events will give you like food when you go there, but like since they're like, oh, we're trying to recreate that, so I was like, hey, I'll take it, and so I used that. That was the one time I actually did do Grubhub, and it's kind of nice, but it's like I don't know, like it's just if I had to pay like that amount of money for like getting food for myself, it's like I don't know. Yeah.
But like how they deliver your food is kind of sus sometimes too. Like the route they take is so weird around the neighborhoods. I'm like, can you not? Can you just drive down the main road, please? God, trying to take the shortcut, but the shortcut takes longer,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's like I mean I understand the appeal kind of, but it's just like I feel like cooking for yourself or going and picking up food, it's just much better options in general.
Facts.
Yes.
I agree.
For sure.
Not
I
only
mean, even the
good.
gas money is probably not gonna accumulate to like the amount of extra fees
Yeah.
that like you're gonna have to pay if you did take out.
That's
That's
true.
always my reasoning behind it. It's like
Mhm.
might as well drive.
Facts.
Like, what are you gonna do by saving like an extra, 10, 15 minutes of
Yeah.
not driving?
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And not only you're getting cheaper food, you also like learn how to cook, which is more valuable than the food itself. You know.
True.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. I think, learning to cook is a really valuable skill. So.
I think this is kind of like a blessing in disguise. How like quarantine made everyone just like to know at least a little bit of cooking, or it's like somebody knows it before. They get the free time and opportunity to like expand their menu. But like if someone had never cooked
Yeah.
before, they get the opportunity to like at least start cooking. You know, so it's like a
Right.
blessing in disguise.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like, what is it? What's the saying? Like, after every storm, there's also a rainbow. That's not how it goes,
Wait,
but it's something about those lines. I mean, every cloud has a silver lining. That's probably closer to what it is. But anyway, I don't know. I got a little too metaphorical there for my own. Yeah. Well, I think that takes us to about the end of the hour. So,
Mhm. Alrighty, thank you.
Jason, wanna?
Yeah. So thank you everyone for coming out and hear us talk about like quarantine cooking tonight. And thank you for all three participants. And I believe we'll end it here. Goodbye everyone.